Hi, this is Susan McDonough at Susan McDonough Jewelry, and we're making a squiggle and dot ring today with 18 karat granulation. Here's the finished product, and these are the granules that we're going to use to make it. This is 24 karat gold. This is what we start off with when we alloy down to 18 karat, which is what we're doing right now. Here's our 18 karat ingot. We're about to pour out and make into a long rectangular ingot that we can roll out in the rolling mill. Here we are at the rolling mill, rolling out our ingot into finer and finer dimensions. Now at the rolling mill, I've taken our long ingot and I'm making it 0.6 millimeters thick. So very thin so that I can make chips with it. In order to make chips, I have to use very sharp scissors and cut our very thin strips of 18 karat gold that we've just rolled through the rolling mill into a lot of little pieces, and I mean a lot. We are cutting a ½ ounce of gold here. Now we've got our chips in charcoal in the kiln, and because of the process of colloidal adhesion, they melt into tiny little spheres.
That need very small granules. And so yesterday we made chips from my thinnest sheet of 18 karat that we made. And now we are sorting the charcoal from the granules before we sort the size granules. So we're trying to get rid of this last layer of charcoal without losing any of our granules. Look how great these granules turned out. My last group didn't turn out quite as round as I'd hoped, and so I upped the time that they soak at almost 2,000 degrees in order to become nice and spherical. And it seemed to have worked. So now I'm going to get these sorted and sized, which I may be able to show you next. And then all right, here we are. Look at how small some of these are. We'll be able to tell you exactly how small they are once I put them through the strainer system that I've made. Let's see if I can zoom in better for you guys. These look great. Look how tiny in there. All right, stay tuned. Hi, I'm Susan McDonough with Susan McDonough Jewelry, and today we're making granules. These are 18 karat. I alloyed this from 24 karat gold yesterday, and then I rolled it out into almost as thin of a sheet as I can roll out with my rolling mill. And then I cut it into strips and then into very tiny little chips, because I have some designs coming up that I need some very small granules for the upper part. You'll see in a couple more videos what I'm talking about, but I'm gonna need some very small ones. My sorting system that I've created over the years only goes to a 0.7 millimeter screen. So most of these are gonna probably fall through that screen. I have a feeling a lot of these are 0.4 millimeters. So I was going for 0.5, so I'm pretty excited about that, but I am gonna have to find another screen to sort them when they're that small. So if you know of a source, let me know. I'm going to sort these today. These turned out great. I actually had to bump my the length of time that these soak at 2,000 degrees. It's actually 1,999 degrees.
and it's made for more successful full spheres. Sometimes I get little chips, sometimes a couple of them lumped together. I call those potatoes. I actually save potatoes for certain projects. I think that they have their own unique charm. I'm not sure if you can see that. Oh, there we go. So these are some of the saved potatoes that I keep, but these are almost, I would say, 92% spherical. So now we're gonna sort them, and then once I have these sorted in each of their individual sized categories, then I go through again and make sure that all of the ones that are in their appropriate category. And I'll probably do a video with those sped up really fast so that you don't have to watch me for the next hour sorting these granules. Okay, are you ready? They make a terrific sound, so pay attention. All right, let's see what we have. Whoop, there goes one. Look, yep, the majority of them are less than 0.7 millimeters. So once I get those sorted, I'll get back to you guys, and then you can see what we have to work with. Now that we have finished our granules and have them all sorted, we can finally get started on our actual project. Here I am. I have created our ring. I've put the first wire on there, which is a squiggle wire that is continuous and goes all the way around. And now I am fusing that first squiggle to the ring blank. I'm using a mouth torch here, which is a torch that I hope that I'm showing you in a future video here. But my breath is the control and adds the oxygen to create the extra heat to make the flame hot enough to fuse gold. Now we're finally putting the granules on. After all of this time, we finally get to put the granules on. We've got the squiggle fused on, and now we're starting with the largest granules, and we start on the top, flip the ring over, and now we're granulating underneath the squiggle. I'm using a 000 brush and a mixture of flux and an organic binder to keep the granules in place until I'm ready to fuse them. And now we're ready to fuse again. We are fusing our first layer of largest granules with a mouth torch that's controlled by my breath. You can probably hear me breathing. If you have a good eye, keep it peeled because you're about to see the flash. That means it's fused. Back to adding more granules. Now we are adding the smaller granules. Now that we've got all of the granules on the ring, we are ready to do our final fusing. And I say final when really you chase granules around quite a bit. So this was the final fusing that I filmed. Once we get that cleaned up and polished, this is the ring we end up with. Our squiggle and dot ring in 18 karat gold, available to order in your size on my website. I'd love to make one for you. Thanks for watching.